Hey, welcome back everyone, Toyshiz here, and I'm back yet again with yet another DC Multiverse figure, and today we're going to be checking out the brand new McFarlane Toys. This is their Mega Figure, KALIBAK, straight from the New Gods, the newish comics. It's got that newfangled design to him, a little bit of a nose ring going on. You get to see he specifically comes from the Darkseid War comic, and he has some artwork to match on the back of the packaging. Here's the barcode. Mine came in from Target, off the Target app. Hasn't been seen in stores as of yet, but if you're looking, keep an eye out for him shortly. So, this is going to be fun. Sit back, relax, grab yourself a nice hot cup of coffee. This is a look at the brand new McFarlane Toys Mega Figure straight from the DC Multiverse. Darkseid's pride and joy, KALIBAK. And while I got all you source walls here, I just want to say thanks so much for always checking out my DC Multiverse videos. Now, if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing. Old toys, new toys, daily news updates. I guarantee you'll find something here that you like. So, let's go ahead and jump right into it. For 40 bucks, you get a giant mega figure of old KALIBAK here. And the sculpt, will save you some time. I'm just going to tell you right off the bat. It's an amazing looking toy. They always do great work with these giant mega figures. He does come with one accessory. It's like the usual little weapon that KALIBAK has. There are always different variations. His hand is so tight, you're going to have to heat the hand up. Even though this is more of a rubbery, gummy weapon, it still is very rigid. It's very sharp, too. But keep in mind, while he holds it well, looks great, you will have to heat his hand up to even think about getting the weapon in there. But KALIBAK himself does feature an amazing sculpt. This is a highlight. This is a standout. And again, like I say, McFarlane Toys, they tend to teeter-totter back and forth among the various releases, especially the single figures. The mega figures is really where they shine. From the belts, the buckles, all this really cool Jack Kirby New Gods looking art right there. That's very cool. I love the way that that looks. This is, of course, glued in there just like that. He has some really interesting craggy skin, and I like that he has varicose veins. I don't know what's going on. That looks awesome. Whether or not that's part of the wash on his leg, I don't know how they did that, or it's part of the plastic. That's really cool. He does have peg holes on the bottom. You really aren't going to have to worry about that. He's a very solid, squatty figure, so he's not fallen over for me once. The textures are great. He does have pins, but just the way that it kind of looks all put together and everything, you really don't notice them amidst the skin. It's a nice little function right there. I like that. He does have some cool texturing above on the green. For what paint there is, it looks nice. As you can see, he's got like a shoulder pauldron right there. The arms, no bicep swivel, but you end up getting a lot of rotation in this really nicely sculpted head. And you can rock back and forth, to and fro, yada yada. This is one of those figures, though, I really wish would have had an extra head portrait, more like a snarling, yelling sort of head portrait. I think that that would have been very beneficial to this figure. In the arms, you get nice solid rotation. Again, nothing at the bicep. You can see that they could have included it. Would it have broken up the sculpt a bit? Yes, but you go slow on this side because you will run into the shoulder pauldron right there. It is a gummy plastic. It works with you when wanting to put the arm up, but just be careful. You don't want to do it. Just be careful. You don't want to put it. Yeah, okay. There's a little warning to you. Just be careful because it will pop off. Now, let's see. Okay, it goes back on there, but it was definitely glued in there at some point. So nothing broke, but it's something I'm going to have to glue. Even though you kind of put it in just like that. I mean, it still stays. Either way, I will glue it. Just be careful when doing that. He does have a nice waist, kind of sort of slash ab crunch. Like, you get a lot of momentum out of it than most DC Multiverse mega figures will just say. The legs will kick up. You'll kind of have to deal with some of his loincloth accessories, you know, here and there. But for the most part, pretty decent. The knees kind of presented a problem on one side. This seems to work. He'll spin at the knee. Let's see if we can get. He'll definitely spin at both knees, but just go easy. There you go. It's kind of stuck in there. First time it's been moved around. And you got the feet. It's got a nice ankle rock right here. They'll go back and forth, up and down. And then also at the wrist. They'll spin and then they'll rock as well. So overall, nice articulation for the big-sized KALIBAK. If you were wondering how he's going to scale with Darkseid, now the only other Darkseid we've gotten thus far is from the Zack Snyder movie figures. Darkseid should probably be a little bit taller, KALIBAK a little bit shorter. If they want to do a solid comic book Darkseid that's a smidge taller, I wouldn't mind that. It's really about your preferences in terms of height for these types of characters. When it comes to other Mega figures, let's say Man-Bat and Swamp Thing is still totally the tallest out of any of the DC Multiverse line thus far, but he'll kind of sort of measure up with Man-Bat and that sort of scale. So overall, it's a really nice looking figure. And to put him with, again, Darkseid, maybe get some of that Batman armor, just to kind of have some more apocalyptic sort of figures. And don't forget, if you have Steppenwolf from the movie, he will fit as well. But comic book speaking, no, not really at all. We'll just let that one be. Superman, the one and only Superman 1000 that I really enjoy. Still love that figure. I think that we are probably due for a new Superman, more of a taller Superman, because this one's a little bit more shorter. But you can see, yeah, KALIBAK definitely stands above him, as he does with any of the NECA Supermans. From the boxing one, which we'll say doesn't really fit. He's a lot shorter. But this one right here that came with the Alien Predator sets is just still amazing. The S on the back of the cape and the power effect is something that is sorely needed. All across the board, all companies making toys, making superheroes. Marvel to DC. We need more powers. So, that will wrap it up for my look at the brand new McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse, the Mega Figure KALIBAK. Overall, it's a pretty solid figure. I would say he may be a little bit taller than most would appreciate when you think of scale for these characters, but he does tower over Superman, and I do appreciate that. It's a nice, big, solid enemy for him to pummel. Be careful, the pauldron on his shoulder, don't go up too high. The glue will simply dislodge. I managed just to glue it back in with super glue. It totally works now. It's not going anywhere, even when you try to move the arm, but it's just something for you to think about. The joints are solid, the paint is solid. Overall, it's a really nice looking Mega figure. But, as always, curious to know what you guys think. Comment below, let me know. Let's talk everything DC Multiverse. I'm going to leave you guys with that. As always, drink some great coffee, eat some great food, but most importantly, remember, now, in all honesty, if they want to do a Superpowers repaint of this figure later down the road, I would not be against that. And when they do, let me know what you found. I'll talk to you guys soon. Adios.